Okay, welcome everybody to our today's first live section of learning how to code. Um, Hopefully, I guess everybody can see my screen right now. Please, if you can see my screen, just indicate. Let me know.
Bluetooth mode. AUX mode.
If you can still see my screen, let me know. So, um, the first thing I would like everybody to know as you are joining this live session of coding is that most of the time we learn programming or learn coding by doing, right? So if you are here, I will advise you do the practical alongside as we are working, as we are doing the coding, we'll be doing the coding alongside. And mind you, just a quick note, this video is recorded and it will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. You can get it anytime and continue your learning from there. But today, since it's the first day of our live session on coding, we are using a Google Meet. I'm so happy and welcome all of you that are joining here. If you are using your phone, no problem. When you get your system, you can rewatch this video once again and be coding alongside while we are uh, learning. So the first thing along the line, as we'll be learning every time we meet, I'll be still sharing some other things that we need to know. But today, without wasting our time, because this is the first session we are having, and I don't want to take much of your time. So today, we are going to start from the basic application or technology used in building a website, which I know majority of us here know, which is the HTML. On my screen, as you can see, I'm inside a Visual Studio Code environment. Visual Studio Code. If you look at my screen, I'm inside a Visual Video Code environment. So this environment is uh, a text editor used for coding of any kind, be it HTML for web development, Python, C, and any other programming language at all. VSO is one of the pronounced and paramount essential text editor that most programmers or developers love using. And that is why I've decided to use this visual code environment for this our coding session. So if you look at the screen, we have so many icons that from the left hand side here. We also have some menu tab on top here and other icons from the side there. So along the line, as we'll be going on, you'll be seeing how we use it. So for us to start right away, if you want to start coding your website using the Visual Studio Code as a text editor, the first you have to do is advisable you create a folder where all the content of that particular website that you're about to start developing will reside on. So a folder is just like a container, right? Just like a container that contains all the file of that particular application or website you are trying to build. So first, if you want to open a folder, as you can see, I came to my file menu here. You see new text file, new text, new file, new window. That means you want to open another window entirely, open a file, maybe existing file, open a folder, and the rest of them. So since we are going to start a new project afresh from the scratch, we are going to click on open a folder. It is not only here that I can open a folder. If I click on this Explorer tool, as you can see, I can also open my folder from here, or you can also clone a repository. That means maybe you have a project source code which is already in your GitHub account, or you are a contributor to an open source project. You can clone it directly from that GitHub account and start adding other code right here in your Visual Studio Code. So right now we're going to open a new folder. Right now I have not created the folder yet, but I'm going to show you how to start creating everything from scratch, just like as you'll be watching me see. If you can see the screen. So I click on open a folder, and we don't have any folder open yet, so this is taking time now. Yeah, so this, for the sake of this live session, I'm going to create my folder on the desktop. I'm going to create a new folder. I click on new. The fuck, system is slow. I'm going to name it a live session, right? So I name it live session, and I click open folder. So the folder is going to open, and then we start creating the files of our project inside the folder that we just created. My system is fucking slow now. Shit. So like I said, it's very important that you do the practical alongside as we are working, as we are coding. It's very important for you because it's encourageably is good and advisable to learn programming or coding by doing. So this is the folder that we have just created, and you see now, if I want to create a new file, I click to the new file. I'll just come on, as you can see, if I navigate on the first one showing new file, or want to add another folder. But this time, for the sake of clarification, I'm going to right click to create a new file, right? So the name of our file is going to, since we are starting with HTML, and HTML is the framework or the skeleton, is just like a skeleton of a website. No website that exists without starting it from an HTML. So if we are building a website, then the first file that should be contained in our folder here should be an HTML file. So I'm going to start by creating index.html. As you can see, immediately I start typing it, you see an icon beside it here that shows something that this is an HTML file. By the time we create CSS and JavaScript, each of the icon file has its own icon to identify the kind of language that we are using. And remember, it is advisable that you name your first file of the HTML as what, index.html, just like I named this file, and we are ending the file name with an extension HTML. If we do not end the session, end the name of the file with an extension HTML, the web browser that want to run it on later will not identify that this file is an HTML file. So it's very important for you to identify and tell the browser that, okay, this is an HTML file. So we have created our first file, which is the index.html, and immediately a new tab has been opened for us to start coding. By the time we create other file, there is CSS and JavaScript also, we'll be seeing how it works. So this is the first thing we are going to do, and then to start with our HTML file, I want to quickly bring around of HTML, but recently the latest and most accepted version of HTML file that was used by many developers is the HTML5. That is the latest version that we are using these days. So it's very important to know the version of the HTML file that you are using, so that it will help you a lot when you are coding, and it will help the responsiveness of your website, right? If you use the latest version of HTML, the better you are, the better the responsiveness of your website. I don't know if you can hear me. Let me see if there's any problem or any challenge. Maybe you are not seeing my screen. Let me check. Okay. Um, I hope everybody can see me though. Okay. If you are, let me know if you can see my, if you can hear me, so that I'll not only be talking to myself, please. Okay, I want to believe that everybody is okay. I want to believe that everybody is listening and watching me. So let's continue. So in this, let's continue. Um, this is our HTML environment. So I'm going to start coding now. Yeah. So in order to, this is the beginning of your HTML file. This is the benchmark where you start your HTML file when you are building a website, right? So the first thing we do here is, anyway, it is not advisable as a learner or as a beginner for you to start using shortcut just like I did to bring out the basic format of this format. So it's good for you, since you are learning how to code. It's advisable for you to hard code every single text here on your own by typing it on your own on your desktop, right? Then later on, as you are increasing in knowledge in coding, you'll be able to know the shortcut that I just used now to bring out everything on the page. So the first thing we are seeing here is we have a tag here that is being enclosed by a greater than and lower than sign. And what we see inside here, we have a doc type HTML. This doc type HTML, like I said earlier before, that is a very we are using HTML5 version. So to tell our browser that we are using HTML5 version, then we have to start from doc type exclamation sign doc type HTML. And the next line that we can see here, we have HTML, which is the opening tag for the whole website. Now it must be opened with an HTML tag and with a language that tells that we are using to code for the website. So in our case, it is English. That's why you're seeing short form of English EN. And the next line of our code here, we have head tag, and this head tag is being enclosed by the opening head tag and it is closing here, as you can see. So the first one here has just the greater than and less than sign is with the head, while the closing tag of that head tag follows with um, a forward slash. So most of our time we are going when we'll be considering other tags in HTML, you'll be seeing that the opening tag and the closing tag is always enclosed by a forward slash. Just like the HTML we are seeing here, it has an opening tag and the closing tag follows with what? A forward slash. Same thing with our header, our head tag enclosed by forward slash before the head, and in our body tag also open body tag and the closing one with a forward slash. So most of our tags in our HTML file, you'll be seeing those ones, some of them end with a forward slash before the name of the tag, while others might just end with just the name. But as time goes on, we'll be knowing and come across some of them. So now that we have defined the version of the HTML we are using by using the exclamation mark dot type, and we have told our browser that we are using English, this coding, and that is what's going to be used on our website. And inside this header tag now we have what we call the meta tag and the title. The meta tag is just a contribution and information about the whole website, and the first one we are seeing here is chassis. That is the character set of that is acceptable by the HTML5 version, which is indicated by UTF-8. All the character tags and symbols accepted by HTML5. We are telling the web browser that it should accept those characters. And the HTTP equivalent here is telling how compatible this website should be on which browser. And the basic browser here is the Internet Explorer 8, which is the latest version of Microsoft web browser. So the next meta here is the viewpoint, and the content is width equals to device width. And we are telling the browser that it should resize to every device that our website is being opened on, maybe a mobile phone, a tablet, or a desktop. So once you open our website on a tablet or a mobile phone, it will resize automatically to that is to the screen size of that device. That's why you're seeing device width here. And we have initialized uh, the zoom measurement of our website to be what 100%. That's why you're seeing one initial scale equal to 1.0. The 1.0 stands for 100%. So the next thing that follow, that is not all anyway. There are so many other meta tags that we can use to tell information about our about our website. As time goes on, we get to look at it. Today is just the first uh, live session of this coding master class. So the next thing we have the title. Like I said, the title also has an opening tag and a closing tag, which is followed by a forward slash. I don't know if yeah. Let me zoom it so that everybody can see. I don't know if you can see now. I think this is better now. So the title here is the title of that website. So this title shows at the top when you launch the website. So for instance, let's say this website is about online class. So you're going to see by the time we launch this website, we open it on a browser later, you're going to see that this online class will be shown at the top of our web browser, right? So we'll get to see it later. So and other things that might follow, we'll be adding other things later, like our HTML, JavaScript maybe, and the rest of them as time goes on. So like I said, this is not the only content that will be included on our header tag. There are so many other uh, content to be included on our header tags. But for now, let's stop there and continue. So now that our header is ready, now remember, anything that contains inside this header tag does not show inside the body of our website. I repeat again, anything inside our header tag above here does not reflect or show, is not viewable on the body of our website. It is everything that is inside this body tag that will be shown on our website. Let's say for instance, now let me save this particular code that we have done so far. Control S, and then let's go and open it on our website. As time goes on, I'll show you a web browser, a way to view instantaneously how alongside what you are coding on your web browser. So here, you just right click and click on open with live session, or you are going to see it below here. It is an extension that can open and run the lines of code that you are running, that you are coding on a web browser simultaneously. Immediately press your Ctrl S. Any script changes before that time will be shown on the web browser. So I just click on it, it is running, so that it will show us what we have done so far. You will notice that the web browser will be empty because we have not added anything in between this body tag, while it is only the online class that will be showing on our tab. Okay, it's coming up. Live session is running on port 5500. So this is the port of our system that the web browser is running right now. So as you can see, this is our coding. Right now there's nothing here because there's nothing inside. Let's make it small. Okay, so let me put it side by side and so that you see what I'm talking about. So now we don't have anything inside our web browser because there's nothing inside our body tag. So let me assume I just added something now. Let's say online, and I press my Ctrl S. Immediately you see that it has shown up here, right? So while this other thing now, if you look up, you're going to see this online class. Let's check it out. Let me maximize and see. So as you can see, we are seeing online class because that is the title of our website, right? And this is the content of our body now. So that is not the only thing that's going to be appearing, but this is, I'm just showing you that if there's nothing in between the body tag, of course our website is going to be empty. It's only the content that appear in between this body tag that will be displayed on our website. So let's use a normal tag to put a text on our system, on our website. Now let's say let me use the paragraph tag. So this is a paragraph tag that I've just added. Now this is our first online live session, ending with what, a forward slash before the name of the tag. Like I said, there are so many, most of the tags in HTML, they have the opening tag and the closing tag followed by the forward slash. So if I save this now, you will notice the changes have occurred inside our main web browser. So if I add another, let's say, I see, of course it's going to be text. Let's say, so we have added an input tag now. That means we can type something here. So any changes, everything that is located inside our body tag here, that is what is going to be printed on our website, right? So this is just an introduction to how to start your website. Remember, if I have not saved this file as with extension HTML, this particular file will not open in our web browser. So any file you are saving that is an HTML file, you should end it with an extension HTML. So if you think you are good with that, then definitely everything you are doing should open and show up on your website. So this is just the first night of our lesson, our live session. So if you're interested in this session, subscribe to our YouTube channel below so that each of our live session that will be uploaded here, you'll be able to watch it later. And if you want to get a certificate, then you're going to join for our paid live session. Thank you very much.